Hi everybody, again with international harmonization by third section of this chapter, and in this video we will discuss the successfulness of International Accounting Standard Committee. We discussed the history of foundation, the International Accounting Standard Committee, and we discussed the acceptance of them. Let us move on to discuss the successful or International Accounting Standard Committee's successful. We will discuss it at two levels: the successful of issuing the standards itself, and the successful in marketing the International Accounting Standard to be adopted by different or many countries around the world. Let us start by the first point. Until now we can say yes, they already have been success in issuing the standards. Until 2001, 41 international accounting standards were be issued. Some of them have many amendments, and some of them has been cancelled or replacement by another standards. We can say until now 25 standards out of the 41 issued until 2001 is still effective. Also, after the International Accounting Standard Committee or after the International Accounting Standard Board took the responsibility of issuing the standards, right now until now we are talking about 17 international financial reporting standards were be issued. Some of them has a kind of amendment, and some of them will be replacement or replaced by a new standards. You can move forward to the International Financial IFRS.org to figure out the effective standards and replaced standards. You can see it clearly on their website. For that, at this level, we can say yes, they already have been succeed to issue the required standards that cover many topics of accounting that concentrate on the accounting treatment. Previously, when they issue international accounting standard, right now they are concentrated on the or focusing on how to prepare the financial reporting. For that, at this level, it's okay. Now let us move to the second or the another point, or the second point, which is successfulness of adopting the International Financial Reporting Standards. Now we can clustering the word into four groups. We can say developing countries, emerging countries, developed countries, and last one we can talk about the capital market countries, that countries influence the financial market. Let us discuss them one by one. A developing country, what do you think? Did they success or not? Now, issuing the standard itself is costly process. For that, when developing country adopt the standard that already issued by international board, it will be a good point for them, because the adoption of international accounting standards was cheaper route for these countries than preparing their own standards. Imagine that here in Palestine we will prepare our we will prepare our own standards. It's costly process to do that. Also, same thing in developing countries. So it will be better for us to adopt the issued standard by International Accounting Standard Board. Also, in the same line, other advantage is avoidance of politically unattractive alternative. If we don't have international standards, may we will adopt, for example, any international or any standard that issued by different countries such as UK, may we adopt it, or US, or from our neighbors such as Jordan or Egypt, whatever. For that, it will be, in this case, when we adopt the global standards, we will avoid the political unattractive alternative. But on the other hand, okay, it's cheaper and we avoided the unattractive political alternatives. But here you have to be careful. There are some, or many, not some, doubts about the suitability of the standards. Now, the International Accounting Standard Board, mostly they consider the developed economic such as UK, US, France, Germany, etc. We in this case, or at this level, we are talking about developed countries. So they have different demands, or they have different requirement of disclosure, of accounting treatment, etc. So in this case, at developing country, I think it has a kind of doubt about the suitability of the standards, because in somehow we can say the adoption of international standard has a kind of complication. Here we are talking about a simple economic, we are talking about low level of capital, we are talking about low level of accounting culture. For that, in somehow we have doubts about the suitability of the standards. But here in Palestine, we adopted it for a decade ago. I think right now it's okay. This is or this issue may be a hot issue when they adopted it for the first time. But right now, we can't say we have a kind of stability. This is for the successful at developing country. Let us move to successful, or discuss the successful at emerging nations. Emerging nations such as the China or Eastern Europe, or the countries that were part of the Union Soviet. Right now we call them emerging nations. They needed a quick fix for their accounting system, to their accounting practices, when they change the their economic system from communist to capitalism. For that, they need a quick fix to their accounting system or accounting practices, and they were similar to developing countries. So we can say it's okay for them. It's cheaper than develop their own standards, but also they have a kind of doubtful about the suitability of the standards to their economics. But day by day, I think this doubt became decline. Let us go to the last point: continental Western Europe and Japan. Yes, right now we are talking about the factors help this where we discussed before in previous videos the factors that push us to harmonize our accounting system and push us to minimize the options of accounting or accounting alternative. Right now, as to developed country and capital market countries, because we are talking about the moving of capital from country to country or from continental to continental. For that, it's so important to harmonize or to minimize the differences of accounting treatment, to provide useful information for decision maker to make relevant or to make appropriate decision. I think according or from continental Western Europe and Japan, US, UK, etc., and capital market, it's so important, and the harmonization and the standardization of accounting treatment provide so useful information to make decision, because in this case when we standardize the accounting treatment we provide more relevant information to make decision, and we provide more comparable information. So we can say at the end of this section, yes, International Accounting Standard Board success to adopt, to issue the standards and to push the world to adopt the international financial reporting standard. Right now we are talking about something around 142 countries adopted international financial reporting standards. It's enough. See you in the coming